Let's go.
Okay.
Some call it unnatural, some call it uncultural, some clearly state it is just a matter of lust. Breaking all such stereotypes and guiding us upon the topic LGBTQ, their problems and struggle, we have a gay prince from Gujarat, Mr. Manvendra Singh Gohil, who also runs a foundation called Lakshay Trust. Sir, what are your views on such stereotypes and the topic?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me here. I came out in 2006 as a first member of a royal family in the world to come out openly as gay. And the reason was the hypocrisy which has been prevailing in our society about being gay, about being homosexual, because of the fact that homosexuality has been existing in our culture since the bygone era. We have evidence in the form of Kama Sutra, homoerotic sculptures and statues in Khajuraho. But yet people are even don't want to accept the truth and the reality. And my coming out broke a lot of barriers. It opened the Pandora's box to have debates and discussions on a topic which has always been a taboo in our country. And that led to several invitations coming from various people, like getting invited by Oprah Winfrey 3 times, going on the famous show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And that way, a lot of international advocacy happened. And finally, in 2018, the Supreme Court gave a very historical judgment which decriminalized homosexuality. And so now the homosexual relations or sexual relations are no longer treated as criminal, which were treated criminal by virtue of Section 377, which was enacted during the British colonial rule. But there is a lot of challenges for us ahead, even post this judgment coming up, and I'm trying to do as much to try to get the society to accept us and to respect the Supreme Court judgment.
Oh, sir, can you tell us something about the challenges the community faces?
See, the major challenge the community faces now is the stigma and discrimination, in spite of the fact that the Supreme Court has made it very clear that LGBT rights are human rights, and the Indian Constitution, which has guaranteed us the fundamental rights, which is the right to equality, right to dignity and respect, right not to be discriminated, and the right to privacy. These 4 rights have been guaranteed, and in spite of that, we are still facing the human rights violation at home, at workplace, and society at various levels. So these are the things which we need to now overcome, and we would like the people to know, the society to know, that we are also human beings. We also have the rights as other human beings have, as other citizens have. So please treat us with respect and dignity, so that we can also enjoy our life and live our truth.
Okay. So, sir, the second question is that we all are aware that in most places LGBTQ people are denied jobs. So, how will you protect if you were at the place denied job?
See, there are two aspects to this answer. One is that we as the Indian citizen, or we as the community, as the LGBT community, should be aware of our rights. That's the first thing. I mean, it's very sad, but most of us have even not read the Indian Constitution. I mean, the Indian Constitution is one of the best constitutions written in the world. I so much honor and respect Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar for putting the pain and giving equal rights to all Indian citizens, irrespective of caste, creed, race, religion, and sexuality. So when Indian Constitution has given us a rights, we should be aware that these are our rights, and nobody can deny us these rights or in any circumstances. Even if you're gay, or you're bisexual, or you're lesbian, whatever is the case, nobody can be denied job, or nobody can be denied anything on the basis of one's sexuality. So that is the one thing which we as Indian citizens should know our rights, that we cannot be taken advantage of. The second thing is, if at all anyone is doing this, they can be challenged, and they need to raise their voice, they need to talk. I mean, it's, see how I opened my mouth and talked about my sexuality, and that's how so much of change has happened in the society. Similarly, anyone who is deprived of their basic human rights should definitely talk about it, raise their voice, bring it in the media, shame the employer whosoever has denied them the job, and knock the doors of the court and get justice. I have been fighting, communities have been coming to me where they have faced this kind of discrimination, and I have made their employer to sign an apology that they have made a mistake by not taking a person on based on one's sexuality, because we have equal rights. You cannot just, if you have a talent, why should anyone even deny you a job just because you're gay or you're bisexual? So yeah.
So, were you trolled at any point of time in your life, and how did you deal with those trolls? Because usually, when someone from the community is trolled, they are not only assaulted mentally, but mostly psychologically also. So,
See,
what are
whenever
your
there, yeah, see, there is homophobia at all levels. It's not that homophobia is only in India, it's all over the world. And the homophobia, see, there's very interesting fact I would like to mention over here. There was a study which was done by one university. I'm forgetting the name, whether it was Harvard or which university. In that study, it has been shown that most of the homophobia comes from the homosexual community itself. And the reason is that because they are not able to accept themselves, they don't want that the others also should accept the homosexual population. So that is one thing we have to keep in mind. And secondly, whenever any homophobia happens, we need to understand that it is their ignorance on that subject, or the misconceptions which people carry about us, that leads them to say negative things about us. So it is the duty of us, we the activists, and not just activists, even allies. For example, now if you are an ally, it's our duty and responsibility to educate these homophobic people about the truth and clear these misconceptions from their mind. And I have experienced, I have dealt with so many homophobic people, and now the same homophobic people are now giving me even more respect than they had done in the past. So it is just creating awareness and education which will make the change happen.
do you think that that religions and cultural diversity also plays a major role in creating homophobia?
See, any religion or culture will definitely play a major role, because after all, I mean, see, no religion of this world will say or will advocate for hatred. I don't think there's any religion will say hate the other human being. It will always say love the human being, irrespective of whatever. It is we human beings who have created these texts for our own convenience. You know, Otherwise you can ask any god of any religion. No god is going to say, oh, he's a this person is should be hated, or this person should be disregarded or disrespected. I don't think there's any religion will say that. So, but it is, as I told you, that the religion has been created by us human beings, and we human beings have ego. So it is this ego which of the human beings are there, which who base these religious scriptures on their convenience, and that makes gives rise to the problems. So we have to educate these religious heads, and we have, fortunately, in India also we have religious heads who have been favorable towards us. So we have to make use of them as their allies. We have allies in all. I am creating allies in all spheres, whether they're religions or political or government or anywhere. And it is these allies who will teach or educate the other religious heads that religion teaches love and religion doesn't teach hatred. That is something which each and every one of us should realize.
I would also like to add on to what you said that in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that I am the only Purush and rest the whole nature is feminine. So we
Hmm.
being the part of nature, even we are feminine in nature. The third question comes is that what are your adoption rights? And do you think the current adoption rights are good enough for the upliftment of LGBTQ community?
See, as far as India is concerned, we don't have any adoption rights for the LGBT community as yet, because even surrogacy rights are not given to us in India. So, but these are the challenges or these issues which can be taken up as the time goes by. I am of the opinion is that it's just been 2 years since the time India has got the rights by the Supreme Court in 2018. So let it get digested by the people. Let the people, I mean, still a lot of people are not even wanting to accept the fact that the Supreme Court has made this judgment. And I mean, they cannot go against the Supreme Court because that's the highest court and that will be contempt of court if they go against the court. But still a lot of people, we have to realize that in India, what happens legally and what happens socially is very, very different. People are still not willing to socially accept us. So I think it is a matter of time. We need to give the people of India some time to accept the Supreme Court verdict, to start accepting us socially, and then we can advocate about our adoption rights and other rights, which will eventually come around, because even many other countries in the world have given adoption rights. So I'm sure India will also realize that it should not be left alone, and we made an exception. If other countries, other progressive countries can have these rights, then why not India?
So we all know that you run a foundation called Lakshay Trust. Can you tell us something more about it?
Yeah. So Lakshya Trust was founded by me in the year 2000, along with a group of my friends who are gay or who are bisexual. And the purpose of this was to create a platform where the community can come together, and we discuss our personal problems, and we even find out situations how to overcome these problems. That was the main idea. Fortunately for organizations like Lakshya and others, HIV came as a blessing in disguise, because after HIV started spreading in India in the 1990s and government took it seriously, they realized that they need to work with those communities who are more vulnerable towards getting infected, and one of them is our community. In the HIV language, it's called men having sex with men community and the transgender community. So the government started approaching groups like us. And Lakshya Trust was the first organization in the state of Gujarat which got government support and grant, the state government support and grant in the year 2001 for running a program on HIV awareness and prevention amongst the men having sex with men and the transgendered population. So the government support and recognition itself was a big thing for us, because in the time where even the Section 377 was not yet decided, I mean, to get a government support was a big recognition. And so we started with HIV, but then later on we realized that we need to do a lot of other issues other than HIV. So we were the first ones to even start working for mental health issues. We did a survey with the help of the Department of Psychiatry in the Ministry of Health. Then we were again the first organization to work for the wives of gay men. See, we need to realize that in India, 80% of gay men in India are married to women. And most of the marriages happen because the parents are forcing them. So imagine the situation of the wife who doesn't even know that the husband's gay. So we started working with these wives, and now even still the wives, they are working with us, they are our peers, and they are helping us to educate the other women. Then we also made another initiative of started working with the senior LGBT population, the the older men and the women and the bisexual and the trans senior trans persons and senior LGBT persons, and started addressing their issues. So we have diversified now. We are working on transgender issues, because after the Nalsa judgment in Supreme Court and the transgender bill getting passed in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there are a lot of issues with regards to transgender. We are also now working for HIV testing and treatment in the, not just in the community, but also in the general population. And currently, or some few years back, I came up with this idea of having a care home for the community, and I'm developing that. I call it the SB LGBTQA community campus, which is being developed in one of my royal establishments of Hanumanteshwar, which is near Rajpipla, where the idea is to give social empowerment and financial empowerment to the community, so that in the eventuality of them being thrown out from homes, or they have no place to go, they don't feel insecure, they can come and stay with us as a transit accommodation, where we teach them skills, we try to give them employment opportunities and build their confidence, so that they can go back and face the homophobic world.
Sir, what suggestions will you give to the people who are LGBTQ but are feared to come out as a part of the community? What suggestions or what
Yeah.
encouragement will you give them?
So first and foremost, I would like to tell the LGBT community that whatever you are natural and normal. Please accept yourself, whatever you are, and try and give an identity to yourself, whether you consider yourself as gay or bisexual or trans or queer or whatever, whatever identity you think you're closest to. That's a point, because before even you tell anyone, we need to first accept ourselves and accept the reality and be comfortable with one's sexuality without having the any guilt feeling in our mind. That's very important. And if anyone would like to come out to their parents or family and all that, we have to first realize that we should be socially independent and financially independent before we take this step, because most parents will not understand the situation. So that's another thing which I would like to give to the LGBT community.
So it was very great of you being a prince and coming out as a gay. And thank you for coming to the show. It really means a lot for everyone. And please keep on encouraging the people who are a part of LGBTQ and are fear to come out as what they really are.
Yeah,